If you are watching this video, you are ready or almost ready to turn in your notebook and your project, and you should feel so excited and so good. There's just a couple of things we want to do to make sure everything is, great. All right, so there are a couple of things you want to add to the beginning of your notebook. I would like you to make a cover slide. What can that entail? Whatever you want. Images related to Odysseus and your hero. Maybe your tech snaps. Definitely your name. Whatever you would want. Like, it's your notebook, what should be on the cover. And I'll share some examples with you, but I do want you to make a cover slide. Then I want your second slide to be a link to your final essay. So after you put your cover in, you'll do a new slide and you'll just put like my final essay and you'll put the link in so that if anyone were to explore your notebook, they could go right to your essay to see, okay, this is what you produced after you did all this work. We're going to put that right at the beginning just because we're proud of ourselves. Then you can go through and delete anything you didn't use. So for example, and I haven't cleaned up my slideshow yet, but there was all this stuff at the beginning that talked about the hero's journey and what a multimodal essay is. You might want to keep this because this is the question we explored. You might want to adapt this to make it your cover. But you might be like, okay, I don't need this explanation of multimodal. I can delete this. I can, if you want to delete the instruction video slides, you can. And then this slide, that was the contents of this notebook. You can delete this because the links are probably all broken at this point. So you can delete anything that you think, you didn't use, that's unnecessary, whatever. Don't delete any slide with your actual work on it, but you can delete other things like my examples. Those don't have to be in there. You can take all that out. And then also at the end, there were a bunch of resource slides that I had left in there in case you wanted to use any of these graphics. It had like the colors and then all sorts of like little graphics you could use. You can delete all that. You don't need it. It was just there to help you if you wanted it. Okay. What else do we need to do to get it ready to turn in? All right, the last thing you need to do is change the settings so that anyone with the link can view. And I'm going to show you how to do that, and I will keep this slide in your copy of the notebook that has, and I'll clean it up a little bit, but it has screenshots of what this will look like. All right, so it's important for you to change, once you're done with your notebook, to change the settings so that anyone with the link can view. Why is that? Well, we're going to put the link to this notebook on your STEAM journal that you've been working on in your technology class. That's going to be posted. And the idea behind this STEAM journal and your STEAM portfolio is that these are the kind of things you could use one day to maybe get a job or get an internship. Like, you're making almost like a website demonstrating your work, but people need to be able to see it. So with your Drew Google account, your default setting is just that people at Drew can see it. Well, if you're trying to get an internship or a job, it probably won't be someone at Drew who's doing the hiring. So you need to have it set so anyone with the link can view it. Also, if you have links on your website that only people at Drew can see, when anyone outside of Drew looks at your website, it's going to look like there's nothing there. So how do we change our sharing settings? If you're in the editing view of your document, you should see this share button right here. Now mine is already set to anyone with a link, but yours when you go will probably look like, it'll probably look like this. All right, so I'm resetting it so it looks like yours. Okay, mine has all this stuff up here because I've shared it through my classrooms and with a bunch of people, so yours will not have all that. So just look down here where it says get link, okay? So mine says Drew Charter School, anyone in this group with the link can view, okay? You wanna click change. Yours might not say this exactly, but whatever it says, you wanna click change. When you go in there, you will see right now there's a group, Drew Charter School. there's a little down arrow. You can restrict it even further, so it's not like anyone at Drew Charter School. Like if I click restrict, it's only people that I add up here can see it. But that's not what we want to do. We want to click anyone with a link. Okay, so you should have this option, anyone with a link, and you want to give them view permission. You don't want to give them editing permission. You don't really want them to be able to comment. So they just need viewing permission. So once you have it set like this, go ahead and copy the link and then click done. Now, the reason I asked you to copy the link is because just to test this out, ask your parents, ask a sibling. Well, not if they go to Drew. Just ask someone who doesn't go to Drew. Or if you have another Gmail account that's not a Drew account, just send them that link and then open it. So for example, I have another Gmail account. All right, so here's my other Google account. It's a picture of me and my son. It's my personal Gmail, all that stuff. I'm gonna paste the link to my portfolio and see if it works. Oh, there it is. And I have view only, but I can see everything. And that's what you want. You wanna make sure that someone outside of Drew can see it, because that way it's public and you can use it to show off how awesome you are. All right, so once you have trimmed your notebook down to just the essentials, added a cover, added a link to your final essay, made sure it's set to public, well, not to public, anyone with the link can view. You're also going to put the link on your STEAM journal, possibly your STEAM portfolio. Got to check with Mr. Kitchen. But you know what? Then you have accomplished something and you can show everyone what you've done, and you are awesome and great job. Hats off to you. Now I got to find my other window to stop this.